Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Blue Corner and to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. It's been like, what, a month since I've done one of these?
A while.
A little bit. We're here with Mega Monkey because he decided that it's been about a week since TDIL came out, and with it we got Shiranui Solitaire, and as a result, Solitaire deck is a thing.
It's more or less just like the Synchro Fusionist deck we've had for the past, I don't know what. When did Crystal Blanc first top with it? 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
It's just updated with some new cards. One really good new card in the extra deck. A few okay cards in the main deck. The strategy is pretty simple. You're playing 2016 windups and trying to take their hand away turn one. It's just you do it with huge synchros instead of tiny little Exceeds.
Well, let's get into this.
Okay, so I have these guys by level.
Okay.
So the biggest guy I play is Power Giant as a one-of. You discard a level 4 lower monster to special summon him from your hand, and his level is reduced by the monster that you pitched. So he's a monster that summons itself, and he's a way to get something into the graveyard, which you have a lot of things you want in the graveyard. So
okay.
He's just a one-of though, because like if you had more than one, it'd probably brick horridly. Two of this guy, one of the new cards.
Kind of silly.
Gofu. He's just a level 5 tuner that special summons himself. That's all he does for this deck. He does do other stuff, but not for this deck. He's also a Blackwing, which is relevant for the literal greediest part of the extra deck.
Okay.
One of Mizuki. I play one Solitaire, one Unizombie, one Plague, so he's just a good card. And you can put him back with Omega. Trick Clown, light for Brilliant Fusion, and comes back. Again, the overall theme is like a lot of your guys just summon themselves, and that's how you just extend combos. I play 3 Armageddon Knights. It's one of the few normal summons in the deck. He just sends Level Eater to your graveyard, more or less. Because Level Eater is the greediest Yu-Gi-Oh card in existence. The one of Solitaire is he's a hard OTP, and you're a turn 1 deck, so you only want to be playing one. Same reason why various FTK decks play like 1 Pod Duality.
Okay.
One Unizombie, because he's not the center point of this deck. Although I want to make a deck that's focused around 3 of him and 3 Sage, but he's just a one-of. This is a one-of. It was kind of bad, but like it's a second Synchron to throw with Excel Synchron, and having a level 2 Excel Synchron can be pretty useful, actually. 3 of like the best level 3 monster in the game. Terratop's kind of good.
A little bit.
The fact that he doesn't invest your normal summon to put a body onto the board is really nice. One Frankenderp. He's like the best non-tuner you can E-tally out because he gets you another card, basically. You look at the top, pay 500 when he's summoned, look at the top card. You can put it on the bottom or in your hand, and if you put it in your hand, you can draw next turn, but you don't care because you're a turn 1 deck. There is no next turn. Your next turn is bring back 3 Omegas and kill you. Ghost Ogre. It's a level 3 E-tally target for the tuner side, basically.
With a decent effect, too.
And, like, I did open this going second against Pendulums today, so that was fun. 2 Synchro Fusionist. When he's sent to the grave for a Synchro Summon, you add a card of Fusionist's name from your deck to your hand. He's insane. He's the reason the deck exists. He searches Brilliant Fusion. He searches Instant Fusion. And if you're playing Traditional, he searches Future Fusion and Dimension Fusion.
I'm sure you thought about it.
Oh yeah, no, I've done that. Plague. He's just another level 2 tuner. Throw him in the grave with Unizombie, throw him in the graveyard with Armageddon Knight. And like putting like Lazuli or Trick Clown or whatever back in your deck is relevant if you draw them, because I do, because I'm not good at this game. Recover, level 1 Psychic tuner, so you can E-tally it. Brings itself back from the graveyard. That's all you need for a card. X Gem Knight. This or Garnet literally doesn't matter. Dopest card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Level Leader. on an average going off turn, you summon this alone like 15 times.
I'm shaking my head so much right now.
1-up Jet Synchron, level 1 tuner that summons itself, level 1 tuner that summons itself, level 1 tuner that summons itself.
I'm noticing a pattern here.
Level 1 tuner that Terratop finds. You adjust Terratop's level, so like he's actually pretty sick.
What do you usually go into with this guy?
It depends. Like if you're, it's usually 4 to make Cell Synchron. But if you have Synchro Fusionist in your hand, use Special Terratop, add him, normal him, make the Terratop 2, make Tatsunoko, then make Excel, add Instant Fusion or Brilliant Fusion, and go off. And that's all the monsters. It's a lot of them. And then for spells, like this deck doesn't play any traps, obviously.
No.
So for spells, you play like, this is the only 3 of. 3 Brilliant Fusion, so this card's the tits. 2 Instant Fusions. You can search it with Synchro Fusionist, and like, I don't know, I don't like 3, because like you draw 1, you use it, and since it's a hard OTP, you draw the second one and it's a complete blank. 2 E-Tellies, because you can only play 2. I'd play 3 if I could, because it's not hard once per turn, or once per turn at all actually, and you've got 3 targets to summon with it, so Rhoda searches Armageddon Knight, basically. Tuning is honestly bad, but it can't, like, sometimes having Junk Synchron in your hand isn't the worst. Upstart, Filtering, Foolish, whatever. 1 for 1, obvious, and the best card in the deck. If you open with this, you win, basically. And that's 40 cards. Up. And then for extra deck, Fusions, Seraphronite and Norden, Instant Fusion, Brilliant Fusion. Like, these cards are both insane. This is probably going to get banned soon, so I wanted to play this deck before this got banned. Trish. It's just another way to attack the hand turn 1. You're not hitting their field, you're not hitting their grave. It's not, this isn't Necros of Trishula, they don't need all 3. You're just using this to attack the hand turn 1.
How many times do you make it in a turn?
On average, or what was my record today?
Both.
2 ideally, so you can hit both the cards in their hand after you Omega. I summoned this like 4 times in a game today. And then your main guy, 3 Psyframe Omegas. Banish him to banish opponent's card in their hand. It's how you, him and Trishula are how you attack their hand turn 1. And like they have to fight through 3 2800 guys that are just going to come back and OTK them with like 2 cards.
Disgusting.
The new card in the extra deck, Coral Dragon. This guy's super good. Level 6 Synchro Tuner. When he goes to the graveyard, you draw a card. Reasonable stats. Pitch a card, pop a card. It's only a card your opponent controls. I wanted to actually use him to pop one of my own guys today, but no, it's just a card your opponent controls.
Rip.
Charge Warrior draws a card when he's summoned, and you can level eat this guy and make this guy, and you draw 2 cards. So he goes to the grave and he's summoned, and if you have a librarian, you draw 3 cards.
Disgusting.
Speaking of librarian, what can I say about this guy? He's been doing it in synchro decks for the past 5 years. 2 Sohaya, the Rainstorm. This guy was far and above the worst card in my extra deck. Like, he's terrible. I would cut him in a heartbeat.
So what's the theory behind it, though?
I'll do a quick combo thing after.
Okay.
Excel Synchron. He's just a part of these decks. Tatsunoko. He lets you use a non-tuner in your hand. So, I don't know, he's pretty good. And 2 forces. And like a basic combo you can do. I actually had this my first hand of round 1. So that was pretty sick. Let's say your hand looks something like, I don't know, this. Let's pick any monster.
Oh, look at that.
So let's say your hand looks like this. You can special summon Gofu, Rhoda. The Rhoda can be any way to get Armageddon Knight. So then you Summon Armageddon Knight. Use his effect to kick Level Leader to the graveyard. This doesn't have to be 1-for-1. It can be literally any way to get literally any level 1 tuner on the board. It doesn't matter.
Does it have to be Jet Synchron?
No, it can be literally any level 1 tuner.
Okay.
Then use Synchro for Librarian. You Level Elite Gofu to 4. Synchro for Sohaya. Draw a card. And since a Blackwing was used to make Sohaya as one of his materials, he's treated as a tuner monster. So then you can Level Elite Sohaya. Make the second one. Draw a card. And this Sohaya, when it's special summoned, when it's synchro summoned, can special summon an Assault Blackwing from your graveyard. So he brings back a second one. Then you Level Elite either one of these two, the non-tuner. Then you Synchro for Coral Dragon. Draw a card. Level Elite Coral Dragon. And Synchro for Charge Warrior. Drawing 3 cards. So you got an entire new hand completely for free. And you've got 3 dudes on the board. And if the Sohaya goes to the graveyard, you can banish a Sohaya in your graveyard to bring back a Sohaya in your from your graveyard. So like he's excessively greedy, and he's only good for that play, because he's not good if you can't make him as a tuner. But with that play, he's insane.
Okay.
And yeah, like you draw a whole new hand.
In addition to the other card you had in your hand too. So you went plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
I'd have, if I had the 1-for-1 route, if I had another way to get a level 1 tuner, I could have 8 cards in my hand, so I'm at plus like, I'm at like 8 cards in hand with like this board and this graveyard.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's really greedy though, like it's honestly not worth it.
So what would you cut those for in the future if you were to continue playing this deck?
I'm going to continue to play this deck. I think it's really fun to play. It's miserable for people to go against. Like, it's not a fun deck to sit across because you don't really play. You kind of watch them play and hope they don't have it.
So it's ignorant.
It's very ignorant, absolutely. And these two are probably going to go back to being Baxia and either Horus or Yazi, depending which I think is easier to make. To have a Worm non-tuner to make Baxia. Because Baxia Norden is insane. Mm-hmm. Like, insane. And, I was just derping around today, so I didn't make a side deck for this deck. This deck's all combo anyway, so it'd be hard to, like, side out combo pieces and whatever.
I understand that feeling. So, yeah, that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And, closing thing you just want to say?
If you really like the Synchro mechanic and probably have been playing since 2010, 2011, which is like when I started, you'll probably enjoy a deck like this because like it's really reminiscent of like the first tier Tengu Plant decks, not the kind that like Break won Toronto with and Columbus after that in September.
So like the decks we saw in between Quick Draw Dandy Warrior leading to Tengu Plants.
It was kind of like the alpha build of Tengu Plants, the one that had 3 Librarians and 3 Pot of Avarice, that was about just throwing a board of Synchros instead of playing like a mid-rangey game with like Rayo and Econ and Solemns and stuff, but you could Synchro off and kill your opponent. It was like alpha build Tengu Plants that had 3 Avarice.
Good lord, I remember triple Librarian format. That was stupid sitting across from it.
And I'm not sure what, but one card in this extra deck needs to come out for Daigusto Amiral. After playing this, I'm very convinced he needs to be in the deck. Because you basically make him through... Like, you don't have a lot of 4s in this deck, so you make him through Level Leader shenanigans. And then you, like, Level Eat Trish, Synchro Trish off for Omega, put Trish back in your extra deck, and make him a second time to hit all 5 of their cards turn 1. Well, it's like the difference between... like I said, this is basically 2016 windups. Because, like back in the day, if they had the Magician Shark combo, they could hit 4 cards out of your hand, which this deck does easy. And if they had Pot of Avarice, they could hit all 5. So Muriel is your Pot of Avarice.
Well, I think that's all I really need to see here.
Plus, it's another DT I can put in this extra deck, and that's just pretty.
Well, I can't argue with that one. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, this is Blue Starter 9 & Co. jacking out.